Hey guys, it's Brian from 2Fab here. Today we are with Hayley Orrantia from the Goldbergs. You might know her as Erica. We're going to talk about your music though, because you have a new EP coming out May 24th.
Yep.
The name of it is?
The Way Out.
The Way Out.
Yep.
All right. So, I mean, there's a crazy story behind this EP. To go through the bullet points, you met a former Marine on a studio tour, began dating long distance, moved in together, then realized he was stealing thousands of dollars from you.
Yeah.
I mean, were there warning signs that you saw before the credit card company calls you up?
You know, not really, because I feel like I'll put it this way. I feel like I asked all the right questions, but when you're working with someone who's very intelligent and good at what they do, then it really doesn't matter how many questions you ask. They will always just lead to more questions and they'll work their way around it. So there wasn't anything that like stood out to me that was like, this is weird. But once everything kind of came to light, things started making sense that I didn't question
like
before.
looking back.
Yeah, like hindsight's 20/20 for sure. Yeah.
And now you put this all into the EP. It's kind of, each song is a different stage of grief.
Yeah.
The single that's already out is If I Don't, kind of deals with the denial aspect of it.
Right.
So what kind of was going through your mind, once you do find everything out, when you are doing this kind of investigation on your own?
Yeah, I mean, it was me and my mom really that were trying to call every company and see like where these charges were coming from. And so there was a phase where I started questioning, could it be this person? And I think that was when my denial started, and it lasted probably 2 or 3 months until I really found out where it was coming from. And so I wanted to cover that phase because it was something that like I was completely blinding myself to it. And so it needed to be, it was a stage that was very important because I wasn't even thinking about it as denial until I had this idea in my mind that I wanted to do a concept EP about my healing process. And then I thought about, well, each song could be a different stage of grief. And when did I go through denial? And it was like, oh my God, I've technically was in it for a very long time. Yeah. So yeah, that covered that whole stage for me.
So when you were working on the EP, you went into it with this concept. It wasn't you had these songs and they just, oh crap, that is what I was going through.
No, I had started writing about this situation, and I had it from all different angles, from just like betrayal and hurt and all these things. But I actually had, this sounds like very hippy-dippy, but I had like a vision of me putting out an EP about this. And originally I wanted to call it Stages, but it ended up kind of forming into this other thing. And there's a whole reason behind The Way Out. But yeah, I decided that this was a great way for me to package my pain in a way and put it away somewhere, but also having it mean something so that if somebody, is dealing with grief, they could listen to this and hopefully resonate and, get something out of it.
Yeah. And now the other songs, they deal with anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Which was the most cathartic for you to write?
Ooh. I would say probably anger. I tend to go back to that phase more than most. So
it's common.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed about it.
Yeah, understandably.
And then even through like the depression stage, which I think lasted the longest, but I kept finding myself going back to anger because technically the stages of grief, you can jump to each one and back and forth. You could skip some. So I ended up writing this song on piano in my bedroom here in LA. And it was kind of a letter to him. It's called Do I Come to Mind? And it's kind of a letter just saying like, here's what I know that I never got to tell you that I know. And it's just all that built up anger. And I had taken this to a couple of my songwriter friends in Nashville and said, I don't even know if this song fits with the concept EP because it's not technically me saying I'm angry at you. But they said it is you wrote it in anger, so it is that stage for you. So it ended up becoming that in the EP.
And for you, going through all this while you're also starring on a network sitcom, I mean, how do you juggle that?
Well, I didn't very well. It was, I believe we were filming season 5, when it kind of came out. It was a couple weeks into it. And I remember being able to I was talking with all my cast members and trying to just confide in them because they're like my family. But I do remember specifically one scene where I wasn't getting the line correctly, or like I just was in my head. And I remember Lou Schneider, who's a producer on our show, was like trying to help me and direct me and gave me a note, and I don't know what happened, but something just broke. And I was like, ah! Like I just lost it on stage. And Wendy was so sweet, and I had to like run off and do my thing, and she's like, you take your time. And you know, because when you're working on a show that takes, what, 7 months out of the year, every day pretty much, you're gonna have a bad day, whatever it is. And so for me, I definitely had my bad days, but I had a family and support system around me, and being able to work on a show that makes you laugh to kind of counterbalance all of that was super vital for me, yeah.
And now for you, what is maybe the best thing you learned about yourself going through all this and then putting it all into an EP?
I learned a lot about trusting myself, because I think you know, we all have like this instinct of knowing when we walk in a room, we're like, oh, I get a bad vibe, a weird vibe, or something like that. We all have that intuition. But I feel like for me personally, a lot of the times I give someone the benefit of the doubt, and I want to assume the best in them. But that's not always the case, and that's something that I've learned a lot about being in LA, being in the entertainment industry. People are going to want to take advantage of you from all different levels. And so that's something that I took away from this and grew from, and I had to weed out a lot of people in my life, but I finally have like a solid foundation of I know who I am and what I want and who I want around me. And so in that way, this EP helped me heal from what happened and grow as a person.
And now for people listening to it, what do you hope they take away from it as well?
Well, growing up, I always like, you know, whenever you're sad about whatever it is, I feel like I would take a specific album or music that really just made me cry, and I would put it on and I would just cry it all out. I'd force myself to let the emotion out. And so I think that's kind of what I want this to be. Not that I like want people to, I don't want you all to be crying and stuff.
Therapeutically.
But like in a therapeutic way. It's a process of grieving, and I hope that some of these songs can resonate with a stage that someone else is going through, and let them know like, you're not alone, you're gonna get through it, because people have gone through it before, and you can get out on the other side.